Alright, so I'm doing a follow-up video on this radio. So I did install the Echo. So this is a Echo. As you remember, if you watched the first video, this had no function before, because this is an AM only, as you see. Now keep in mind, it does look like a 959B in a sense, but this is only AM, so it's an entirely different radio, but a similar circuit board. I'm going to do the tune-up on it right now, so I haven't done that yet. But the Echo's working, and I find that, you know, I think it was about like this was a pretty good sound. It has like the turbo echo if you go too much with it, and I'm not a fan of that. That's more of an agitation tool, I think, than it is for a daily use, you know, talking. One thing that I noticed when I put the Echo board in is it was a little tricky. I had to, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to do the tune-up first. So we want to align the radio first before we do the tune-up. So I'm just going through the steps here. There's my 10.240, so it's just a small adjustment I made there, but pretty much it was right on the money. So the radio, if you remember, it was off frequency on transmit, and it was off a couple hundred hertz. So this is why. It's supposed to be 16270 on channel 1. So we are definitely off, so I'm going to correct that. And this is an easy radio to do because it's only AM. If this was SSB, this radio would be a major pain because you have the frequency counter board right in the way of the other oscillators, so very difficult. So that's better right there. That's where it should be. Just small things you can do to these radios to make them better. And then there's our 10.695, so that's off just a little bit. It's actually pretty close to being within spec, but I'm gonna change that just a hair. And there you go, so that part is done, so moving along. Okay, so I'm just setting the gate voltage of the driver. So it says 3.9, it was at 4.7, so there's 3.89, so close enough. Doesn't mean it has to be 3.9, it's just recommended. So let's check the final. Okay, so that one's at 4.3, so you can see where our frequency is now. It's pretty much spot on, so that's a good sign too, that the alignment is good. So you can always double check it after you put the cover on and stuff, but this is an AM only radio, so you don't have to really put too much, you know, you don't have to be too critical about it, but it's better to get it closer. So a little bit more. And that's good there. So that's the final. Alright, so after the tune-up, she definitely gets some more modulation. A lot of guys would probably just turn that control wide open. I would probably refrain from doing that, but you know, it is nature of the hobby to want the most out of everything. So, you know, if you do that, you're going to do it. There's nothing nobody can do about it. But I'm not going to bore you guys with equipment and all that stuff because most guys don't care. The main thing is this thing gets plenty loud. Now, if you're going to run that SRA 198, then probably you want to turn that control all the way up inside, because those things, from my opinion, they really muffle down the audio, and they don't give you a lot of audio. So you might as well pull the limiter out if you're going to run that mic. That's my take on it, because I mean, they could strain your audio so much that it doesn't do any good to run it with a clean setup radio. That mic won't give you any audio. So that's just how I feel about it. You know, everybody has an opinion on it, but so anyways, I got the Echo set kind of where I like it. It's really hard. I hate Talkback, so you know, these things squeal and all kinds of garbage, but it's not really the radio, it's just Talkback in general. I just don't like it. 1, 1, 2, check, check. I got the mic gain kind of back down on it, but you know, you always get like a squeal. I just don't like talkback. Let's just say that up front. Um, but I think the echo sounds pretty good like this. Now, granted, I mean, this thing has a turbo echo, so it can get kind of crazy with it. But I think that echo sounds pretty good. And you can see where the control is. The outer is there, and the inner is there. So, you know, somewhere where you limit this one, and that one about 10 o'clock or something seems to do pretty good. I got this thing set up for like 4 watts all the way up and about a half watt all the way down. I don't recommend running it that low because it kind of limits what the radio's going to do, but at about 1 watt is where it starts to wake up. So there's about 1.3 watts right there, and at about 1.3 watts, you know, at times, and I say at times, you get a little bit more power. But, you know, is this a super clean radio like this? There's a lot of overshoots, but that's how the nature of the hobby's always been on AM. So if you look at the scope here, you can see some overshoots at times, and you can also see some pinching a little bit. But, you know, you're not going to bother anybody running like this. I mean, you don't want to be a mud duck, and that's the main point to get across is, now again, this radio's not modified for any extra RMS watts or anything like that. So there's guys that will take it above and beyond what this is. But this thing sounds good. I mean, the audio is great. So, you know, people can say what they want. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat things and be like, you need to run this way and this is the only way. Because this hobby is supposed to be fun. And if you think that's a dirty signal, I got news for you. That's far from dirty. It can get a lot worse than that. So, you know, that's the main thing to take away. But, you know, the quality modulation is good on this. If you modify it for RMS, obviously it's going to drive amplifiers harder and stuff. I don't particularly run that way, so I'll leave that up to somebody else that can do that. And they know more about that stuff than I do, but I'm a mud duck, so I don't mind just letting my peak watts determine what my overall output will be and just leave it at that. But this is on the high power side here, as far as that goes. So we're at about 4 watts, 4.5 watts or something like that. And she's swinging up there somewhere in the 20s, so 25, 27 I saw there for a minute. So, you know, it's definitely got some potential, like I said before. So it's got echo, it's got everything you could want out of an AM CB. A lot of guys 20, 30 years ago would have paid a lot of money to have echo, talkback, a Roger beep, you know, stuff like a tone that you wouldn't get on an older Cobra or something back in those days, you know. All that stuff that comes standard. Now, is this radio for everybody? No, I said that in the beginning video of it. So, you know, some may like it, some may not, but that's the nature of a hobby. Some people like things, some people don't. I like it. I think it's a cool radio. I like that they give you the echo. They give you 2 mics, so you really can't go wrong with that. I mean, if one breaks, you got a backup, or however you want to look at it. I don't particularly run either one, but in a pinch, I would run it if it came down to me not being able to transmit or have a mic. I would definitely use one of those mics. But it would be my opinion that with the SRA 198, you might as well just pull the limiter out of the thing to get some modulation, because it really does constrict. So the way I run my radios, I can't run an SRA 198. I don't want to sound any more like a mud duck than I already am, if that makes any sense to anybody. I'm not saying that people should go in and start cutting limiters out of radios, because that's not what I'm about. But, you know, if you want modulation, I don't see where those mics are really offering it. But then I don't highly modify radios either. So therefore, if you get a highly modified radio, you probably need that mic to tame the audio down. But regardless of that, the echo is working. Let me show you quickly on the board. So on the board, the way the documentation I got from Ranger was, these controls, these wire harnesses were facing forward towards me, towards the front. I found no way to be able to mount it like that based on the little bracket that they gave me. And the brackets going in on the side here is the only way I could find to do it. and then it's coming up and under and the screws screwing in. So I don't really like it here, but that's the only where I could put it. I think in the documentation they gave me, they had a longer bracket, and what I mean longer is longer from the chassis going out, so therefore the piece that connects here was longer. Therefore when this is turned around, this is turned this way, this is now over here. So I don't know how they put it in, but I was unable to put it in how they put it in. I made it work, but what I had to do was undo a wire harness here, because this black cable, there's 3 wires here on this clip. This black cable was intertangled within this white wire harness here, which is the complete power to the front of the radio. So I had to unplug that. I had to pull this pin out, and I have dental picks and stuff to make that work. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do, but you can definitely do it. And I was able to put that pin back in and make it work. But so you had these 2 free, but this one was intertangled here. What was happening was I didn't have enough slack to get from here over to here with that plug, so I had to do some untangling of wires and stuff like that, and then it all worked out well. The best thing to do, I'll say, with this is to take the whole bezel off, which you're going to have to anyways to get to that clarifier. And then what I did is just unscrewed the screws as well. When the bezel was off, everything's already unscrewed pretty much, and pulled the face forward. The clarifier is here, which is for the echo, and then just completely pulled that out of the circuit, out of the frame. I think it was a 10 millimeter. Yep, I still have it here. 10 millimeter. Brought that out. Obviously, I'm working on the solder side of the board at that point, and just wired up my wires. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 wires that you got to connect to the potentiometer. So it's not overly difficult, but it is a little time consuming. And putting it all back together, make sure you don't lose any of the washers and all that stuff. I did lose one of the little felt things that goes on the tone. I can't find it. I'll end up finding it. When I do, I'll just have to pull the radio back apart and put it back on there if I choose to. But the radio's done, everything's working, so I think it's a job well done, and it's definitely a cool radio. So we'll say 73 to everybody, and we'll see how well these do for Ranger. I think they'll do all right. Guys will like them. Not everybody wants a high-powered 10-meter radio. Some guys prefer a more modest 20-25 watt radio, and there's plenty of stuff out there that you can still incorporate with a radio like this.